They told me one thing, it's all about survival. I try my best to walk parallel with the Bible. But if I'm feeling hungry, ain't no way that I can rest. That's why I got the Lord have mercy on my chest. Man, what you gotta say now? The cash daily coming, saying patterns up and running after running, young women. What you gotta say now? Get a hood right with me when we come up on the top five. Young women, what you gotta say now? I ain't never gonna quit, I'm on my own, you ain't got it. What you gotta say, bitch? 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 It's that time. But by the rules I couldn't abide. When my background come back, I'm fine. 2 X's on my back, yeah, I paid my mistakes. That was back in 98. Look at who I am today. Be the bold, old soul, living young man's flesh. Me and my mama getting to it every time I get a check. Cause she thinking that it's hers and I'm thinking that it's mine. I can give you what I can, but the rest I gotta burn. It just didn't make the time. I got out of mama's house. And a baby on the way and I was tired in the mouth. I'm the youngest of a three, but the first to have a flaw. Yeah, I got a little free with 5 places in it. God, they promised me the bar, so I'm living for the day. Got enough for 20 bucks and they mixing up for what you put in ground. Got me tripping, didn't go for how I'm living. Came home one day, hard hour, she was missing. Damn, what you gotta say now? The cash steady coming, saying it's time to dump it down after
100 out of 100, nigga. 550, nigga. Gotta give me a damn thing, nigga. Man, we got soup falling through this thing left and right, man. We try and we ain't trying to restream. We on StreamYard. Trying to get it together. Give me a second. But y'all can hear me loud clear, right? We got my homie Peter Roll coming through in a minute. Man, we got Big Soup falling through here. Taylor Ray, Scott, Eric, back to back. Know I'm talking about. Yeah, y'all. Taylor Ray, Super Sticker, $4.99. Scott Eric, Big Soup, $9.99. Taylor Ray, $9.99. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. Say, man, look out. Welcome back to the Trio Cast, man. I got one of my player partners about to come through. I'm talking about Peter Roll from that Ace time, man. We finna get into it and do an artist interview. As y'all can see, we on StreamYard right now. So I haven't been on StreamYard in quite some time. And I haven't, you know what I'm saying, used my laptop. But y'all say y'all can hear me clear. And if that's the case, and y'all also could see me, we're going to bring the homie in just a minute. But, man, I appreciate all that Big Soup going on because we trio casting and we lasting, man. I'm talking about Jesus Trevino in here with a big $4.99. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can highlight that. There it is. Yeah, man. So give me a second. Let me arrange a couple more things. Then we're going to bring the homie in when he make it, man. I'm talking about an underground legend out that Htowns. Know what I'm saying? Let me highlight some of these, man. Okay, I see the homie right there. I'm finna bring him in a second. Let me see, you know what I mean? If his sound and if everything gonna be good on his end. But that was one of his singles we just played just now. That thing was called What You Gotta Say Now. You know what I'm talking about a homie Peter Roll off the project For Better or For Worse. Yeah, say, man, we got Soup coming in here back to back. Y'all must miss me or something. Come on, man. Y'all must miss me or something. Know what I'm talking about? Hey, I appreciate that, man. That keep the wheels greased over here. And that's how we keep on moving, man, and grooving. But, yeah, I see the homie that made it. Let me see if I could get him in here. Let me see what's going on. Okay. What it is, man.
Yo, what's up, baby?
So you can hear me clear.
Yeah.
Man, I can hear you clearly, man. It's a great thing because I haven't used this app in probably about 5 months,
Yeah.
but it seemed like it's working clear on your end. And I like your camera quality, man. My shit look muddy.
Man, you ain't gonna believe this, but I'm operating off the oldest iPhone. I be bragging on it, man. I got the
That
oldest
four,
iPhone. It's still hanging in there.
which one? The four?
Huh?
The iPhone 4?
Nah, I got the six.
Oh,
6S though. You gotta put the S on it.
oh,
You
that
know.
big one.
Yeah, yeah, the big one. It
Shit, nigga,
still
I was
works.
using that 4. I was using that 4 for a minute.
Yeah, I just put a new battery in it today. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, man. They in here going hammer with the goddamn suit. Appreciate that, goddamn, man. I'm talking about 1999 back to back. But y'all, hey, Trio Cast, man, this is my player partner, Peter Roll, man. Introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah, I'm Peter Roller Jack, you know what I'm saying? Out of H-Town, underground legend like he said, man. You know what I'm saying? We put a stamp on it out there in them streets, acting bad entertainment representing.
For sure, for sure. So we'll get straight off into it, man. Hey, everybody in the chat, y'all keep doing y'all thing, man. And shout out to the homie King Shoe in the building at PAT, real from the trio, know what I'm saying? But yeah, hey man, are you originally from H Town and were you born and raised there?
Yeah, I was born and raised right here in the city. You know what I'm saying? South side, a little section called Horn Clark. Like Big Mello, you know what I'm saying? Big Steve Mafio, same section. I'm from the
Okay,
block 400 West Airport, though. That's to the world aristocrat. It's the
aristocrat.
projects. Yeah, the projects. First thing you come across when you come into Horn Clark.
Already, already. Yeah, okay. So growing up, man, would you say you was in the hood, y'all was less fortunate, or were you in the suburbs and y'all had that paper?
Nah, we definitely didn't have that paper. But we made ends meet. You know what I'm saying? My parents, they had split, when I was a toddler, you know what I'm saying? So I mainly was with my mom and we was bouncing around different parts of the city. You know what I'm saying? We stayed shit Katy, Sunnyside, South Park in New Orleans, apartments and we stayed everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
then like once I was probably about 12 or 13 or so. I ended up going with my old man. You know what I'm saying? Because I was having a little trouble in school. So, but yeah, so that's what But I was born actually in Horn Clark.
So your old man was in Houston also?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Uh, if you could remember, man, when did you become interested in music?
Man, man, it was actually a suggestion made by my late partner, Big Tantrum. You know what I'm saying? In probably like '98. Yeah, about around '98. He was like, man, why don't you try writing a verse? Cause they was already him and his brother Blackalak. They was already rapping, doing talent shows or whatever. I was just Tantrum partner for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And he always knew I had like some kind of hustle about myself. From selling newspapers from 12 and 13 to getting jobs at Six Flags, Astroworld, and he just knew I had money all the time, some kind of way. So he was like,
Hustler.
bro, go hustle into something like this music. And when he said that, I ain't kind of get it, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how to connect the dots on getting money out of music. But he was like, you try it, you get good at it, you work on it, you eventually can get money out of it. So I was like,
Okay.
yeah, let me see what that do.
How old you were, if you remember?
I was about 18. Yeah,
So
about,
before then, had tried to do some raps like early on as a kid, like write or freestyle or anything?
nah, I really did, man. I try to call myself like what I used to do is have because my brother had a bunch of cassettes all the time of different
Uh-huh.
artists, the Spice ones, the everything. So I used to listen to some of those songs and try to memorize it. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
once I got it, I was like, okay, I can rap with it. But I never thought that I would be the person that could be able to write and actually, you know what I'm saying, performing myself. But that's as far as it went with me in music back then.
So around 18, you
Hmm
will record and write some of your first songs.
Uh, when Tantrum suggested it to me, he had a song in mind already, and he's like, "We're gonna perform a song at the talent show because they used to perform all the time on South Main and Moorwork at a
Okay.
club called UC. And you know, it used to be stiff competition in there. And he was like, write a verse to this song, and you can
Hold
come
on right
perform
quick.
with
You said the club was called what?
Club Unique
Okay.
right there in the little parking lot on Moorwork in South Main.
Okay.
So I wrote that verse to that song, and man, they passed me the mic on stage, bro. I had butterflies, man. I was like, damn, but I got through the verse. You know what I'm saying? I memorized it from earlier how I used to memorize them other people raps, and I
Right.
did that. Yeah, I rapped it. I made it all the way through and didn't mess up. So that gave me
Okay.
the confidence to keep going
Right.
and try to write more raps, and you know what I'm saying. That's how it kind of snowballed into what it is.
So that verse, you didn't actually record it on the track. You just wrote it to the track and then performed it when it was time for the talent show.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So what they used to do was just, you know, the DJ will get the instrumental, and then
Right.
they'll pass us the mic on stage, and we'll just rap it live like that. But that eventually led to us getting a karaoke machine and start recording the lyrics over the beat, and then have that playing, you know.
Okay.
But that led,
So that talent show also would be the first time you wrote a verse and also your first public performance.
correct.
Wow. So you said in the beginning you had butterflies, but once you gained the confidence and made it through the verse, do you remember the reaction from the crowd? Like, how did they receive it?
Yeah, I mean, what I remember, you know, people throwing up their hoods and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, and rocking. They were like, yeah, 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 you know, them boys jamming. See, they already Tantrum and Black Elect, and there was a couple other members at the time. They had already been doing. They were more seasoned than me, so they
Okay.
knew how to carry a show. You know what I'm saying? I was just a fill-in guy that night, and shit, I knew I couldn't mess the whole show up. You know what I'm saying? Be the one,
Right.
the weak link, you know. So I had did my thing and made it. You know what I'm saying? Made it through. And shit, I was like, okay, I could do this. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Do
that
this.
shit happened to me one time in H-Town.
Yeah.
I'm performing like a motherfucker. And
Mm-hmm.
nigga, I started forgetting my lyrics. But you know what I did?
What's that?
I started freestyling in between the lines that I forgot, and
Right.
then immediately the other lines. So the freestyle connected me. Like I was rapping the shit that was originally supposed to be in the song. Mentally,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, damn, I forgot what I'm supposed to say right here, but I never missed a beat because I just
Right.
started freestyling and shit, and then I connected. Then my brain kicked back on. Boom, here's the rest of it, and I
Right.
made it through it. The crowd never knew it, but I
Right.
knew it, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Right. 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 Hey, that's how the professionals do it though. You know what I'm saying? That was a professional move on your part. You know what I'm saying? Keep the shit
Man,
on. Yeah, we didn't have the beat cut off, the DJ equipment shut down, but we keep rapping. You know what I'm saying? My one of my last shows I done, man. Man, the DJ, we didn't rehearse it, but I gave him my music, you know, and he playing it, and he cut off probably like four to six bars before the end of the verse,
yeah.
you know, just let me go a cappella. And I'm like, nigga, we ain't rehearsed this shit in my head. But you know, I made it through that. You feel me? I'm like, hold on, my nigga, don't do that no more.
Nigga, I remember going to Lake Charles. You remember Double S?
Yeah. Little short double S. Yeah, yeah.
I remember handing Double S my motherfucking show CD. You know, back then, before we started putting it on the thumb drive, that show CD was the holy grail, nigga. Like you
Right.
kept that bitch clean, you kept a double copy of it, and you
Yeah.
handled that bitch like, here's my show CD. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
delicate
yeah.
with mine. Man, this nigga
Right.
took my show CD. All right, bud. and slap that bitch on the counter and put a goddamn drink on top of that.
Damn.
I didn't know Double S was a shit starter, right? Yeah, I learned later on that Double S used to get the fight started up in the club. But I walked up on that little nigga, say, no, get that goddamn drink off my motherfucking seat.
Yeah. Double S. Yeah, man.
That little leprechaun nigga looked at me like, nigga, I can say the word to get your ass sauce pecan in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
man. Okay, so once you did that, when did you start to take the music serious and look at it like this is some shit I really want to do?
Man, you know what? It started around that same time, by 98 or so, because I was going to Madison. I was going to Madison High School, and
Okay.
it was this thing that I figured out. This the long. I don't know. You want the long or the short of it?
Hey, my nigga, we hanging out. It is what it is.
All right, all right. So anyway, so I'm going to school, and screw tapes.
Okay.
Big thing around this time. Screw tapes and all that shit blowing up, but they hard to get their hands on. Your hands
Okay.
on. Unless you knew where Screw lived or had a personal direct connect, you ain't finna really get no screw tape. So, ESG was talking about it. He talking about the fold still there, the sweet still there, but nigga, where's my screw tape? That was a real thing.
Right.
Like, your screw gonna come up missing, right? So, I had figured out how to repair the screw tapes. You know how the yarn will break in your cassette? It'll pop,
Right.
it's pop. So I
Yeah.
figured out how to do that, right? So people found out, like my, word of mouth, people figured out I could fix tapes. So they would start bringing me their screw tapes to fix. So I was like, well, damn, this is a good way for me to get a dub of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I already got the tape, I can make me a dub. So
Right.
that led to me having, a nice little collection of screw tapes, right? So that word started getting out. Peter Roll got the screw tapes, y'all pay him $5, get a dub, right? So light bulb went off my head. I'm like, damn. So people paying me for dubs. Shit,
Right.
I can do this at the schoolhouse. You know what I'm saying? So I started going to the schoolhouse with pre-dubs. You know what I'm saying? But then I was like, wait a minute. What Tantrum was telling me about this rapping, I got action at customers. Let me start adding our freestyles to these dubs. So we was in Washington in the summertime, freestyle on the karaoke. So I take them same dubs, put them on the end of the dubs I'm making with the screws, and the name started circulating through the school. So they were like, man, that motherfucker Jam, that June 27 Jam, but it was some other niggas rapping at the end. That was us.
I
So it
started seeing that happen with like Beltway 8 movement. They was doing a lot of that too. And I started to catch on to that. But let me ask you this. This ain't got shit to do with shit because I did this before. But do you remember how you was repairing them tapes?
Yeah, I actually had these little cassette doubles. You know what I'm saying? I had about like two or three of them actually. I bought three. I had two I was doing myself, and then I had hired a person from the schoolhouse to help me. Doug, cause
Okay.
I got so big with it, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't do them all myself and have the orders, you know what I'm saying, ready for the next day. You know what I'm saying? So I had him dubbing some, I was dubbing some, but yeah, we were just doing them on the little doubles.
How were you repairing the tapes?
That's a trade secret.
You know, the obvious career choice. Hey, well, I used to do it. Let me tell you what I used to do. I used to take it apart, and I never sold them. It was just my personal joints that I didn't want to throw away. Because for some reason, a lot of the Rap-A-Lot tapes and shit, you play them bitches by 3, 4, 5 times, them bitch pop and fuck up. You know what I mean? And nigga ain't want to throw that away. So I would take it out, and I take a razor blade and splice where it got raggedy at, and then I reconnect it to the other one, and I'll get a little bit of scotch tape, just a little small piece, and I would wrap
Right.
that bitch around and flatten it out. So it would play,
Okay.
but when it got to that part, but then it went on to the next part.
Yeah, keep going. That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is, man. I I used to use the sticker though, you know, like the label that you put on the cassette itself.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing though. It's the same
So,
thing.
so you was
But yeah,
niggling like a motherfucker.
man, I don't know. It just came to me because I used to sell newspapers, man. On Hillcroft and Westheimer for like 2.5 years when I was 12 to about
Come on,
14, 13, 14. And
hustle.
I used to be up there weekend, right?
All right.
And I used to go inside and talk to the lady at the cashier all the time. And I used to see the eyeglass repair kit, and they had the
Okay.
little tiny screwdriver. And then when it came to the cassette, that popped in my head, and I was like, "Damn, this is how I could open the cassette and fix it." The little eyeglass repair kit. So, boom, connected them dice, and that led to all this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So would it the grouping up with Black Alack them, would you have been starting as in a group, or did you start as a solo artist?
Man, I'm gonna say I was like I was introduced into a group. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, man, come on. It was like that. So, in my mind, I was always a solo act. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I just got to get better. I just got to learn. You know what I'm saying? Work on my craft. Because I knew that me doing this, you know what I'm saying? I can eventually, you know what I'm saying, do it on my own. Put it like that.
So when would you say you became a full-fledged artist, either being with the group or solo? When did you know, nigga, I'm Peter Rowe?
Uh, Probably about 99. That next year, that's when I went and got my name DBA'd, and you know what I'm saying, started that legal process. My brother, shout out Real, he had gave me a book, you know what I'm saying, how to start a record label. And I read that book about 5 times, front to back. And I followed all those steps, so I was ahead of the game for a lot of my, you know what I'm saying, my peers, you know what I'm saying, because I had my head in that book.
Okay,
And
okay,
yeah, when I was here, 19, that's when I started acting bad entertainment.
okay. Yeah, my little brother sent me that book from prison
Okay.
way back in the day. Um, what was probably two of your classic joints that you dropped that a lot of people caught on to back then?
Uh, Showing up, pulling up, for
Showing up,
sure.
pulling up.
That that was that was the song that led us to getting signed. Well, at least Tantrum was actually signed to Straight Profit Records. You
I remember
know,
Straight Profit.
yeah, that was in
Okay.
'99. So that was a monumental, you know what I'm saying, song right there.
What would be
History
another
level.
one?
Uh, Put it in a face.
Okay,
You
okay.
know, that was a song that kind of it grew legs and you know what I'm saying, started to run. So we ran with it.
I love
Yeah,
that feeling. So,
yeah.
3022, what would be two of the up to
Hmm.
date records that you got right now that's fire as fuck?
Two of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, you say two. Man, for sure. What you got to say now? You know what I'm
the
saying?
one
That
I
was
played
that
earlier.
was yeah, the one you played earlier. That's the one, man. So many people done, came to me and was like, "Hey, bro, that's the one. That right there for
Okay,
sure, for
okay.
sure." And I have another one I actually done with my partner Bird, Ice Bird, and Mr. 32, late Mr. 32. It's
RIP
called
three
Keeping
two.
Keeping It Moving. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Keeping It Moving.
Okay. It's called Keeping It Moving.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I did a record back in the day called Keep It Moving. That bitch was whacked in the hook. The motherfucking hook was I keep it moving, baby. I keep it moving, baby. I keep it moving, baby. I keep it moving crazy. Man, that shit was
Yeah.
whack than this. But yeah, so did you ever sign to a label or did you just, create your own indie label?
Well, like I say, we had that experience with Straight Profit. You know what I'm saying? Led us
Uh-huh.
to being on a few albums. And man, just from that experience, and what happened with that experience was we was on the label with like seven other acts. You know what I'm saying? You had Youngster, you had Grace, you had Wood, you had
Brotherwood?
Zero, huh?
Brotherwood?
Wood from Screwed Up Click Wood.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the same dude. I remember Brotherwood used to be with OG Ron C.
Nah, not him. Nah,
Okay,
not that
okay.
Wood.
All
Yeah.
right. You said Zero
But
was over there too?
yeah, Zero was over there. That's where he did Zero versus the World, and Tantrum was on that, and that King of the Ghetto album, Tantrum and the late member Texas Tantrum, you know what I'm saying, the group Mussolini, he was on the Zero album too, and really made a statement on that Wake Up, that song called Wake Up,
Okay.
and yeah, it kind of catapulted us to, you know what I'm saying, a little bit high on that list of like next group to put out because we was making some noise, putting out some quality music. And the CEO at the time, then he was looking at it like, yeah, but we still had work to do. You know what I'm saying? We had to put our name out, get people attention. And I was like, well, shit, we could start doing these mixtapes. So that led to me shifting gears, start putting out the Acting Bad mixtapes to get that
So
attention.
Acting
That
Bad,
where build that awareness,
that
huh?
was the Acting Bad title or label, that was yours solely.
Right.
And then Straight
So see,
Profit.
we was So the thing was how the situation was structured was we was the group. We presented ourselves to the world as a group, right? Texas Tantrum.
Okay.
But when we did that song showing up, pouring up at the Club Unique talent shows, we got the attention of DJ Screw, Al D, and Din the CEO of Straight Profit. But they like
Okay.
Tantrum singing more than anything, right? Because they had a big roster of rappers already. You know what I'm saying? So Tantrum having a unique voice, they were like, well, let's bring Tantrum in, and you know what I'm saying, y'all can come in, y'all gonna be around anyway, but y'all come in a little later. But let's work on getting Tantrum, you know what I'm saying, his shine. So we were just around, you know what I'm saying? Like I was the ride to the studio, whatever. But we always was just in the mix regardless. We was there. So I was like, shit, I ain't gonna just sit idle and Tantrum on hooks and doing this and that. I say, you know what? I got this tape selling background. So let me get these CDs pumping. You know what I'm saying? But with the label, I had already started the Acting Bad label, so I'm Acting Bad pushing that. You know what I'm saying? But representing Texas Tantrum with it to bring that awareness and then bring it all full circle when it's time for Tantrum to drop his album on Straight Profit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get it. So you didn't actually sign.
Nah, I was there. You wouldn't know the difference. Cause shit,
So
when yeah,
the distribution of Tantrum and what they were doing, were they using like the one stop or did they have a distributor? If you knew how
yeah,
that was going?
yeah. So they were using Southwest to the
Okay.
best of my knowledge. They were using Southwest, Robert, and that was the thing. You know what I'm saying? If you can get a situation with Robert, you in. But like Den said to Tantrum one time, cause Tantrum was like, "Hey, bro, like put us out, put an album out, whatever." And Den was like, "Shit, if I put your album out, it ain't gonna sell. Not enough people know about you yet. Like you jamming like a motherfucker, but it don't serve you no good to put your album on the shelf and nobody know you there. You get what I'm saying? So let's take some time and build that up.
Right.
So that's what we was doing.
And that's what a lot of artists wasn't understanding. If you wasn't hot enough to acquire a P&D deal, you can get the distribution, but if you can't promote it off the shelves, it's not going to sell. So if you don't have the promotional budget to come to the distributor and say, I'm gonna put 50,000 in my promotions, if you distribute it, you know what I'm saying, then they can lock into a situation with you and put you in these different places. Then you can promote in all those different areas. So you became your own distributor, right?
Right. Promotion, distributor, marketing, yeah, the whole shebang. And
Already.
yeah.
What would you say one of the was some of the uphill battles being an indie label and an underground artist?
Uh the uphill battle. Probably being able to reach the masses at one time. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the biggest thing because that's where the budget come in at. You know what I'm saying? If you got a good budget behind you, you can drop the word at one time. But we ain't had an internet like we got today. We can make the
Right.
announcement with a push of a button. So we was like, you had to have your street team, posters, flyers, all that kind of shit back then. So you had to have a bunch of motherfuckers, working your record. You know what I'm saying, along with the DJs and all that. So we turned into that ourselves.
Tell me about that process. Like, I had met you during either before 2007 or 2007. I don't remember what it was. We met at the CD manufacturing place, and so you gave me
Yeah.
some game. You was picking up some boxes. I was picking up less boxes, and you gave me some game about touching a larger area. And so I thought you were like me, but you know what I'm saying, just touching a larger area solo. But I realized you were a big dog because maybe you started like me, solo, grinding, pushing, but you were able to expand. Tell me about that process and how big were you able to get in the areas you covered?
Um. Okay. So, so like I say, it pretty much started with the idea of just bringing awareness to who we are as artists. You know what I'm saying? The brand, what we repping at the time, Texas Tantrum, still to this day. But so I was like, okay, let's get some CDs pressed up. So I looked in the yellow pages. You know what I'm saying? I found a CD duplicating place, and I went there. I think I got like a couple hundred CDs. I came back to the
What?
hood.
Hold on 1 second. At this time, was it replication or was it duplication?
It was just duplication. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
I was kind of reluctant to even do it because it was a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, man, I really don't do this or whatever. But anyway, he had done like 200 for me real quick, and I just grabbed a couple partners out the hood. I was like, hey, bro, because I knew from going out of town with Straight Profit, like Austin, Lake Charles, that those are good markets. You know what I'm saying? They love our music. So I was like, man, let's ride to Austin. So we had got shit. I had probably like three people in my car. My other partner Pat, rest in peace to him too. But he got his car and a couple people in there. So we all just mobbed down to Austin and hit Sixth Street and shit like that and got off those CDs. And that was an experience for everybody. But they ain't used to the getting told no shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That
I got
crushed some
told no
niggas.
so much. Yeah, that's getting me closer to the next years.
Right.
So
Numbers
yeah,
game.
so, yeah. So we got out there. We had that experience, and it was cool. But a lot of them dudes didn't want to go back out. You know what I'm saying, for the next trip. So I was like, fuck it. It was kind of discouraging, but at the same time, I knew I had to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? So uh, trying to think of the next thing after that, man. Shit. Well, after that, it was like we trying to see what's up with Tan. You know what I'm saying? He supposed to be doing an album, what he gonna do. So that situation started to get kind of foggy. You know what I'm saying? So we like, well, let's switch gears, see what's up. So we end up teaming up with Teapot, our 10 juggler out of Lafayette. He was with him and Mike D, 3-2 at the time, Clado. They had the the Lap Techs. You remember Lap Techs? Okay, they did
Nah,
that.
what was that?
They did that album. You Got Us Fucked Up. Um, man, it was back in like 2000. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? We had teamed up with him for a little while. You know, shout out to T Pop. You know, he put me on the radio for the first time, you know, with a
Huh?
song called Good. You know what I'm saying? We actually, I think he said he made #1 out there in that
Wow.
region. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so we tried that. Now, you know, after those different experiences, it was like, man, you know what? Let's just do this shit ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got the game, the know-how, people fucking with, they supporting us, buying our music. Let's just, you know what I'm saying, like really fine tune it and just go mash. So that's pretty much what happened.
So when you fine tuned it, let's say maybe this just me assuming you was
Hmm.
going out with the duplication. Maybe they were in sleeves at the time. They had no covers. I don't know. And then
Okay.
as
Yeah, that's
as you grew, you started packaging better.
right.
The fellas
Exactly.
started believing in it more. You started covering more ground. So therefore, that would mean it's more paper. So you were able to expand from maybe you and two, three people in one car or two cars to wrap vehicles and all this type of shit. Did that wind up popping off?
Yeah, that's exactly how it went. You know what I'm saying? We like I say, started real small, just a couple of us going out. Um but us coming back to the city with bread, you know what I'm saying, like a decent amount of money. And my partners, they was hanging at the barbershop in the hood. So they talking, shooting dice, you know, they pulling out hundreds after hundreds and boy, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? You selling some work, some weed with us? Nah, going out of town with Petey. So that word started catching on and you know, once it got to about 3 to 4 of us, we started moving because we each selling probably like probably 200 something CDs a piece. So that's like 800 some CDs in a couple of days. So it was way too many for me to burn. And you know what I'm saying? That kind of shit. So I was like, I gotta figure out another way, like a real live, you know what I'm saying, manufacturer. And that's when I got on
Okay.
the and you know who I'm talking about. Where you
Oh,
say
so
you
that's
met me.
when you tapped in with the homie.
Yeah. So we had to get the artwork right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But you know, it's another place. I don't know if you know off of West Park, not West Park, but what that shit is. I want to say Fundry in Richmond,
I
where the
think
old
so.
Metropolis was.
I think
Yeah, a
so.
little place over. Yeah, yeah. We started
Pimpin' Ken used to go over
getting
there all
our
the
insight.
time.
Yeah, we started getting
I
all
used to
our
see
inserts
Pimpin'
and shit
Ken
around.
over
So
there.
we would yeah. So I would order like 10,000. At this point, we start getting like two, three. We had like 4 different projects, CDs. So we was getting like 10, 20, 30,000, 40. Probably like 40,000 of the inserts, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, at the time. And so we got it up, man, to about 30 people. You know what I'm saying? About 30
You
people.
said about 30 people?
Yeah, about 30. We about 30 deep
Wow.
every week.
Wow.
Yeah, moving about 2,000 plus CDs a week out the trunk.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
That I'm really interested in that type of dynamic because my attempt at it, I ran through multiple people who just couldn't stay down and put the work in, so they would never see the reward. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Solo, I've seen the reward. If y'all would just put the work in, you would see a nigga making more money than you trying to peddle this bullshit that's gonna get you locked up. You know what I mean? So these
Yeah.
niggas would just drop off so often and shit, and I just keep going and keep going. But the closest I got to perfection, I teamed up with one cat, shout out to Big Bub. Me and him was the equivalent of like 10 men, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And then later on, God blessed me with the Trill Gang cats. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
two of them was like robots. These niggas, These niggas Ray T and Corn. I'm talking about some Platinum Street pop trunkers, man. And me and them three niggas, we had interchangeable people coming in and out. But me and them two dudes, man, we took my numbers up so high that a nigga would have thought we had distribution. But I never was able to go beyond uh me and those two to really maximize. So imagine having 30 fucking real hustlers.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
yeah. So the the real sauce to all that, man, was I had experience with managing. I was a supervisor at Astroworld. So from the age of 16 to right around 18, I was working at Astroworld. And I became a supervisor like very like quick. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, it was just it's a natural thing for me to be able to manage people. So
Right,
I had a crew. We was over GQ, grounds quality, the cleanup crew. So that was a big team of people, like about 60 of us. And I would come in early in the morning, and I always treated everybody equal, fair. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk down or try to boss nobody around. I always come to people with respect. You know what I'm saying? And I always made people feel like I'm not any better than them. Like I could do the same thing that I'm asking them to do. So
right,
in the morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning, I come in and I have a quick little meeting, and I say, hey y'all, because I used to have to check the whole park, right? All the trash cans, everything to make sure everything was good from the night before. So I would run around the entire park checking everything, and then I come back sweating everything. I come back and be like, um, hey, trash can by such and such is still full. Such and such, da da da, whoa, whoa. So then they like, damn, this dude crazy. But I was trying to show them I'm gonna handle all the business I need to handle. I just need y'all to handle y'all business. So I actually um elevated the whole system of what they were doing. Because what was happening, a lot of the people couldn't get to the trash cans because the park be so busy. They couldn't get to each trash can fast enough before it filled up, and we
right.
was getting calls, right? So I was like, you know what we need to do? We need to put 10 bags in each trash can. That way, when you get to that trash can, all you gotta do is take it out, tie it up, throw it in your cart, and go to the next one. You ain't gotta sit there and put another bag
You ain't
in
got to
and
put the
all
other
that.
one in
So
there.
right, and then I say, you just stand at this restroom. Don't go nowhere else. So I had people stationed like so far, you know what I'm saying, from each other. And man, the park, the top managers of the park was like, I don't see none of the workers, but the areas are clean. Like, what are they doing? Like, how do they do this? Right? Because before that, they was getting calls, left and right. So anyway, that mindset, that mind, to elevate, fine tune shit, I just brought that into to the music. So when it came to multiple people being around, I had that management, ability. And and also one other big thing, how I grew my team and how they stuck around and was fighting over seats and who gonna go is the incentive part. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to get the top dollar because I had other people out there on the road too, doing not my team but other teams, and I hear the gripes of their team. You know what I'm saying? Their crew members be like, bro, we gotta get him $8. You know what I'm saying? The CD selling for 10. You know what I'm saying? Or we gotta
Damn,
get
they
him.
only taking two.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I they gonna get the bulk of the money. Just give me this much off of each CD. And to be honest with you, I was doing $3. I tell
So
them, give me,
you was taking the three.
I'll take the three. And they
Wow.
7 or whatever they want to sell it. People like that selling them CD for 15, $20 each. But I was taking just $3, right? And then I was throwing incentive packages on top of that. So I'd be like, hey, if you sell 100 CDs before Saturday, like we leave out on Friday, Thursday night, maybe Friday. Hey, by Saturday you sell 100 CDs, I'm gonna give you $100. So that was
Well,
another thing. And then we had weekly meetings too. So we stayed in touch, in contact. So we have a weekly meeting. We all sitting down, you know what I'm saying, at the round table. Everybody chip in on their opinion, what they had, you know what I'm saying. We doing all kind of shit, you know what I'm saying, making sure everybody had health insurance, you know what I'm saying, life
Wow.
insurance, like all kind of shit, you know what I'm saying. We used to watch videos and like The Secret. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll play that at the meeting, you know what I'm saying. We'll
Way
watch it
way back then.
way back then. This
Yeah, you
like
was on
oh
top of your
oh
shit.
05. Yeah. So we all because if we all tuned in, locked in on the same goal, and we on the same mission, we unstoppable. It's the phenomenon. People be like if you think about why people join gangs, why people want to be around something that's successful and moving, you know what I'm saying, a group of anything, because it's the unity, it's the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the unity, the you know what I'm saying, that they all share. They all focus on this one goal. We trying to make this here happen. So a
Exactly.
lot of, that was attractive to so many people, and they just wanted to be around that because I understood that, you know what I'm saying, and how to implement it.
And that's some dope shit. You mentioned DJ Screw, so at some point in time you were able to be in the mix with him and hang out with him and shit.
Yeah, yeah. So Screw, like I say, from high school, this is like 98, 99, with me getting the tapes, like the operation got so big, I had to go get new tapes, right? So I found out where Screw lived. Well, I really remember because I've been there once when I was like 15 on the back of somebody's truck. So I just figured out when he stayed over off of Green Down and by Gulf Gate Mile. So I went back over there, I started buying tapes from him like that. So he was seeing me on the regular. You know what I'm saying? He started knowing my face. But then like I say, he was also at the talent shows, you know what I'm saying, with his brother Al D. And then Al D ended up moving to the Aristocrat, my projects.
Okay.
So Al D and Tantrum became cool because they both over there in the same, apartments or whatever. So Screw would come over there to visit Al D, and we'll all be together, you know what I'm saying, which led to, me, Tantrum, Al D, Anjali, riding over to Screw house, you know what I'm saying, several times, playing pool in the garage and all that good shit when he moved to Mo City. I
Legendary shit.
yeah.
So
So yeah.
who are some of the well-known features you have on songs from the past on up to the present?
Features, man, we got a little bit of shit. Everybody, honestly, the album, the group album we done, we probably featured a lot. You know what I'm saying on that. Trade, Roll, uh, shit. Who else? A3. You know what I'm saying? You Wreck
Yeah,
Shop.
A3.
Yeah,
I,
A3.
I, I like A3.
Yeah, that's my partner down.
I like his
But
voice.
a lot of time, man, we was in house. You know, I built my own team. D Black, Iceberg. You know, so then Black and then Tangent. So we had a lot of people already. So features they fit here and now. You had to like really,
Right.
yeah, be on our radar.
What about you ever bump into my nigga Agony Life?
Oh yeah. We got music together too. That's my partner there, man. I gave him a
That's a
shout out.
grinding motherfucker too, man.
Yeah. We used to bump into each other all the time on the road.
Man,
Shreveport, uh, Austin, everywhere, really.
yeah, y'all had some go. Coming
Lil
out
Rock,
of PA,
huh?
I didn't have I didn't have brothers like you to look at in Agony Life and Mike Mo from Beltway 8, Jaleel, Point Blank. I didn't have y'all type of brothers because the artists in my city, they didn't have that initiative to move like that and grind like that. So because I was one person introducing that type of concept, I was like an outcast. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
niggas looking and saying, damn, this nigga taking the initiative selling his own shit, they looking down at a nigga like this nigga selling CDs. Well, how we gonna get the fucking music out if we don't have a distributor? So I maybe started to feel different being in an area until I started to go to Houston and see brothers like yourself who was moving like I was moving, but way more. And then I realized ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm on the motherfucking right path. I just need to keep going and extending the places where I'm going. And that's what set me apart from the average artist who never got a deal or anything like that. I was my own distributor, and you know the game. Once you put it out, it's gonna spread. You know what I'm saying? Like people making dubs and different things. So
Right.
you may put out 10,000 copies of your own product, but that's gonna duplicate itself, and you're gonna be known in all these different places. So I would have to say, to let you know, give you your flowers. I thought me and you were kind of alike, but in reality, nigga, you a big dog with that indie distribution pop trunk shit. I'm your junior on that shit because I was able to get some real numbers out, but to see how you expanded to 30 people, y'all numbers would be incredible. And a nigga salute you for that shit, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Already. So let me see. How many units you would say you think out of your hands and your crew hands that y'all put out thus far?
Man, shit.
Guesstimation.
I could confidently say about a half a million.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I
I
believe
mean,
you.
you just gotta add if you just simply do the math, you know what I'm saying? We moving about 2,000 a week times 52 weeks. How many is that? And we were doing this shit for well past 5 years. So, you
Now
know what I'm saying? That's on the
that
low
number,
side.
that number to me would be very believable because me and maybe interchangeable 10, 15 people throughout the years, we did some incredible numbers too that the average nigga wouldn't even believe. But you having a team like that, it would have to be some numbers like that, 500,000 copies. It would have to be
Yeah.
that. So are you just the businessman and the artist, or do you know how to produce or engineer or anything other than that what I mentioned?
Yeah, shit. I wrote down there all the hats and acting bad. But yeah, I engineered that showing up album that's out.
Okay.
I engineered that whole album. Uh, like I'm the one pushing the record, mixing it, bringing these vocals up, down. This is cutting, slicing, piecing. You know, I'm the engineer. I did that on all our
Wow.
music, but especially that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's that. But yeah, all our music, and then producing. I actually produced two tracks, the song "Cry," and I produced "Slab," the outro on this "For Better or Worse" album. I produced
Okay.
those two tracks. Yeah, and then I got G and B, uh, Gavin, and B Dunn. They've been doing a bunch of beats for everybody. Uh, they did like 4 or 5 tracks on that, I believe. And my boy Anson, he done a couple. He done a couple on now. So yeah, it's a little mixed, but yeah, I've been doing a little bit of everything though.
Man, that's what's up. Okay. Now I want to know, being on the grind like that, city to city,
Mhm.
did you ever bump into the late great Pimp C?
Yeah, yeah, I did, man. And it was a hell of an experience. I was
Tell me
kind of
about
hoping,
it.
I was hoping you asked me that so I could share the story, man. But I'm trying to think what year that was. It had to have been like probably oh sixes or something like that, you know. Uh, but I remember we was in New Iberia, little town south of Lafayette, Louisiana,
Right?
and we was out there doing what we do out the trunk, and all the locals they was like, "Oh, y'all must be out here for the concert." So
Yeah.
we was like, "What concert?" You know, we ain't really know about it. And they like, "Pimp C gonna be in concert tonight." So what we try to do is put ourselves in front of the most people, you know what I'm saying, that we can. So we thought it'd be a good opportunity for us to, you know what I'm saying, hit the show up. Cause them the same people that, you know, listen to our music, listen to his.
Right.
So we go to the club a little early, talk to the owner. So, you know what I'm saying, he know, hey, it's gonna be about 10 of us coming through. He like, all right, cool. Um, so when time came, we went to the club, you know what I'm saying?
You
I
remember
had
the
this
name of the club?
I think it was Bottom Line.
Okay.
I think it was something like that, like Bottom Line. I don't even think it's there no more. They turned into something else now, but yeah, Bottom Line, I believe was the name of it. But we ended up going into the club, and I had this camera. That bitch looked like one of them big news cameras. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that
The
was them
big
big
thing on
cameras
that.
back in the day.
Yeah, you got to put it on your shoulder and shit.
Them
Hold
big,
that bitch like.
them big $5,000 joints.
Yeah, yeah, everybody. So I had one, right? So that's what we were doing all our filming with behind the scene, you know, just road life, whatever. Um, so I had the camera. I cut that light on. That bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like it's go time, movie time, right? So the crowd just like, you know what I'm saying, getting all excited for the camera. And I seen Vicious, Vicious, you know what I'm saying? He was in like the little VIP side of the stage. And then
R.I.P. Vicious.
yeah, R.I.P. Vicious for sure. That boy that was beef. Uh he was just finishing his set, but he, like I said, was on the side of the stage, and it was, you know, the DJ was warming the crowd up to, you know, bring Pimp on, right?
Go
So
BD.
yeah, R.I.P. Pimp for sure. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm finna go on stage with Pimp with the camera. Nigga, it was a bold move on my end, but I was like, shit, I gotta get this footage. You know what I'm saying? It's like once in a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Cause Pimp whole his aura was just like, you know, I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like being in his presence. It just like you know, you just gotta salute him. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I feel you. Like you just came home and you know what I'm saying? He iced up big rocks on his neck, and you know, I think he had the praying hand charm on his piece, if I remember correctly. But he got up on stage, and I got the camera, put it on my shoulder, and shit, me and Pimp rocked that stage for about 30 minutes straight. He rapping, you know what I'm saying? And I'm with the camera. You know what I'm saying? He turned to the camera, he do a thing in the camera. You know what I'm saying? The chicks, they all in the front row. You know what I'm saying? Bending over, shaking, doing like, you know how I go at the show. So man, like right at the last song, I think it was Free. That song he got Free,
Yeah.
and walking off the stage, rapping the song, and the crowd, man, was just spreading just like this for him. And he walking through the crowd, the spotlight on him. I'm like, bro, in my head, I'm like, man, that's a performance. That's a performance. That's how you do a show. And he walked all the way to his out the door to his Bentley, man. And he just got it. I'm talking about he rapping the whole way. He passed the mic to the promoter, whoever, and jumped in the Bentley, shut the door, and just gave her that little look he be giving. And that boy just peeled out in that bitch. I was like,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
that's
You
what's
still
up,
got
man.
that footage?
I do. I got the stage, us on stage, you know, that whole performance and everything, but the tape itself got lost in the shuffle, you know what I'm saying?
I
Some
get it. I
bullshit.
get it.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey
yeah.
man,
But
that's some incredible ass memories and some incredible ass footage. Uh
right, right.
whenever you get ready to put that shit out, let me know. I want to see that shit.
I am. Well, you know what? We had put that footage on one of the DVDs called The World Greatest Hustlers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Volume 1. That put some of that footage on that. You know, we was out the trunk with the DVDs too. And I still got it, but what I'm gonna do is make it a part of the Acting Bad documentary. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be online. You know, we'll probably shop that around for distribution. You know, maybe get on one of
That
these networks.
particular that particular club we uh we did, and that's what I really want to see it because it's a possibility I was there that night because that particular club unless he did it twice. He told the crowd to disassemble, and when they get in the parking lot, don't go out there popping trunk, shooting on each other and all that shit. He told them, find you a bitch, and y'all go get a room or do what y'all do. And if that bitch got a nigga locked up, get that bitch some paper to put on that nigga books, bitch. Because you know commissary is very necessary. Hold up. And
Yeah,
then he made a move, and one of his rings flew
mm-hmm.
off. Big old ass diamond ring. That bitch flew off.
Yeah.
And it hit the floor in
Yeah.
front of the stage. And I'm thinking to myself, damn it, man, they ain't finna get this motherfucker back. But all of a sudden, the crowd started scurrying and around and shit. And then he like, man, I got a reward if you find my motherfucking ring, man. Come on, man, don't be no bitch. Give me my ring. And a few people
You
head was
sound
down
just
and
like that
shit.
boy.
Then all of a sudden, a nigga came
Yeah.
up. I got it. Man, I could not believe that, you know what I'm saying? But it took place, man. That nigga hand Pimp
Yeah.
back that ring. And I think Pimp tried to give him something. He like, nah, man, I don't want. And then we come off the stage. And I ain't gonna lie, and I know you know this. Back then, artists wasn't moving the merch from the tables no more. They was coming in through the VIP, doing their show and getting the fuck about that hoe. They ain't want to mix with the people. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
Pimp come off the stage, went around in front of the stage and walked through the middle. And like you said, the crowd started parting like the Red Sea. And we walked to the parking
Yeah.
lot in perfect harmony at 3, 4 in the morning with gangsters on their best drugs, and ain't one fucking
Mm-hmm.
peep took place. And we jumped in the whips and smashed off peacefully back to the hotels. That's
Yeah. That's how
absolute
it's supposed to go.
motherfucking power.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Hey
is.
man,
It is. It was a cool situation that night too, man. But I actually had more to that story. So that's what happened, right? He pulled off. So that night go by. So we still in the area the next day. So
okay,
we go to Northgate Mall, right there off of Evangeline Thruway in Lafayette. So we pulling up to the mall because that's one of our spots. And we see this same Bentley and a couple more cars parked like way they park on the edge of the parking lot. They ain't parked by the door. They park way on the side. But I was like, damn, that look like the same Bentley that Pimp was in last night. And I know it ain't a bunch of Bentleys in Lafayette, you know what I'm saying?
nah,
So we were like, shit, Pimp probably be in the mall. So we get out, we're going to the mall anyway. We walk in, and Northgate Mall is only like one little spot that a lot of people go shop at, buy their shoes and clothes from.
right,
So we walking into the store. Pimp and probably like three more guys, they walking out. You might have been one of them, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing at the time, but walking out. So I was like, man, this is my opportunity to actually talk to him when ain't too much going on. At a show you
so
focus
let
like
me
this,
ask you this.
not.
So
Yeah.
we had met during at that time. We had met yet.
I can't say for sure, probably not, but I
Okay,
can't. Yeah, you know.
okay,
But I know we was around that time. But when I walk in the store, Pimp walking out, and I was like, man, I'm thinking to myself like this is an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Might not get the chance again. So let me holler at him. So I reach my hand out. I like introduce myself. Tell them what we got going on. Hey, I got the camera. We doing this DVD thing. Interview. So I want to do an interview with you. And he stopped for a second and paused, looked down. He was like, let me ask you something. He said, you gonna sell that? I was like, I gotta keep it real with you, yeah. And he was like, all right, I tell you what, if you gonna get money, I gotta get money with you. And I said, yeah, yeah, you right, I feel you. And he was like, I tell you what, I'm gonna give you my business card. So he went in his wallet and he gave me his business card.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you see
Exactly.
that, Pimp C
UGK
gave me his business
Records is
card.
an institution. Man, RIP
No,
Mama West and RIP to the pimp. Hey, that's that hard card that's damn near like a debit card, huh?
yeah, yeah, it's like a debit card. Like you can swipe this. You know what I'm saying? This came from Pimp C. Damn, where it go? Came from Pimp C itself right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
most definitely.
you know what I'm saying? He gave me that card right there and told me call it Monday.
I
You
know
know?
exactly which store you're talking about. And everything
Yeah.
you saying is like very familiar because inside that store it was a big clothing store and they had a glass casing when you walk in and shit. I think it was like some Arab niggas and a couple of niggas, but
Yeah.
they had more of like the end clothes at the time. Nice
Right.
outfits and shit like that. We used to go there all the time. And
Yeah.
we had to go through that one day because somebody started making, you know how they used to knock off the no limit chains?
Mm-hmm.
So somebody started knocking off the UGK record piece we had. And we would go there all the time. And so we walk in the store, I look in the glass case and I see all these fake ass UGK record pieces. And we had to let them boys know, man, you got to pull all that shit. Matter of fact, give me all that shit right now. Fuck what you paid for. Uh, Give me that shit right now. You can't be replicating selling that shit. So we took all the
Right.
motherfuckers. And I remember exactly which store. Because when you walk in that one entrance, it's off to the right, damn near as soon as you get in.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
So my
That's
last
it.
question, man, music, you know what I'm saying? Being an entrepreneur and a businessman, did you venture off into other things outside of music?
Yeah. So I've been in the car business, you know what I'm saying, for just as long as I've been in the music business pretty much. Uh I think I was like 18. I was 18, man, and like I said, I had a job or whatever, working. So I had bought I think that was my one, two, I think that was like my third car. Cause I had a car when I was 15. I had another car when I was 16, and then this car right here. So anyway, I bought this car, but I ended up losing my job, so I couldn't pay the note on it. And the
Okay.
guy he had repoed it. He repoed it from me, right? So I'm like, damn, I had just gave this dude, a couple $1,000, and he come repo this car. Like, damn, man, that's a loss, right? But I was
Right.
like, damn, I wonder how he could do that legally, and that intrigued me, right? That he can keep my money and take the car from me. So,
Beautiful thing.
huh?
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, he put me on my feet for real. so
Hey, he put you on your feet
anyway,
literally.
yeah, he literally put me on my feet. So, but with that right there, it was like, damn, I gotta figure out how he did that. So instead of me being upset about the situation, I actually went to him and I talked to him and I say, hey, bro, like if you can give me something for just the bread I gave you, cool. If not, whatever. But teach me the game, like how you do what you do. So around that same time, he started, what I'm saying, just lacing me up. He told me when I get my money up, just come back and holler at him. And I did, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, a year or so later, I come back to him, hey, I'm ready, you know. And shit, he took me to the auction with him, and shit, I
Come
was like,
on.
yeah, it felt right, you know what I'm saying? Like just being around these cars and, you know what I'm saying, the whole excitement of buying something that's not so perfect, and then you see it transform and you can put your own little touch to it. You know, you want to change the seats or you want to, you know, whatever. You know, you redo the headline. You know, just any little thing. Put some new headlights on it. So I was like, yeah, and he started just like me, you know, being my mentor. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Daryl. You know, he was showing me what I needed to know, you know what I'm saying, to make that into another hustle. So I was simultaneously working with cars and music this whole way,
I
with
love
building
that car
relationships
shit.
and both.
You
Yeah, for
know,
sure. I'm a natural self-taught mechanic
another
and everything.
a mechanic also.
Yeah, I self-taught. Man, I put motor, transmission in. I do the whole nine. Like see, but I prided myself on this is something that I had to figure out because when I used to take my cars to mechanics, you know, sometimes the car come back not all the way fixed. So I'm like, how? What's wrong? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why it ain't fixed? So the diagnostic part of it is the thing that I prided myself on learning. Like, really figure out the problem, the cause of the problem of a car. So you know that made me dive in deep and learn this mechanic shit because I want my shit fixed right. I don't want nobody coming back. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I fixed it. So the shit I ain't liking other people, that's what I made, you know what I'm saying, made it a point to be the best of the shit I didn't like in other people.
And that's an
If that
incredible
make any sense.
story. I fucked with that car game for a while too. And when I got to the auction, right? Because sometimes,
Yeah,
like you being who you are, you feel like you're an outcast because you don't meet too many people like yourself. And so I was kind of
mm,
feeling like that, like, man, why I don't fit in different circles? I beginning to, I started beginning to feel sad. But then I went to this auction and I seen all these weird hustling ass money grubbing motherfuckers. I
yeah.
say, my brothers. It was white
Yeah, that's how
boys, mustache,
we
huh?
all speak the same language. Hey,
Yeah,
all entrepreneurs talk the same language.
yeah.
We it's just a vibe you get when you're around minded people.
Right. So it was these big rubies and diamond wearing ass musty Indians, white
Yeah,
boys and Mexicans and niggers, and we all were
yeah,
just like a fucking cult. You know what I mean? And I didn't feel so
yeah,
sad anymore. But it took me a minute
yeah.
when that motherfucking auctioneer was up there talking about we're gonna start this one at 1,000. Let's go with 1,000. Well, yep, 1,005. Okay, my wife cooked some shit last night. I almost threw that shit up 2,000. You know what I'm saying? Like your wife cooked some
Yeah.
shit that made you sick.
You
You
gotta
almost what the fuck that got to do with the price of this? But
yeah,
in a
yeah,
short period of time, nigga, I'm talking about within 2 days, I spoke and understood everything that nigga was saying clearly.
yeah,
The average
yeah.
person can't pick up on that shit.
Yeah, nah, like it's just like it's with anything, it's a learning curve, you know, with anything you get into, you know what I'm saying, that you don't understand in the beginning. So you gotta, you know, they're gonna have their own lingo. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say different things, you know what I mean, different but you just gotta, you know, feel your way through it, learn.
How long
Once
it
you
took
got
you to catch
it, got it.
on?
It's like riding a bike. Huh?
How long it took you to catch on?
To that auction shit, man, with bidding and all that shit, it took me about 2 or 3 tries. You know what I'm saying? Cause I think I overbid it, overpaid for like my first two. You know what I'm saying? Cause you get in your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker want the same car you want, so you like nigga, I come here to get that hoe. I'm gonna leave with that motherfucker. So you start, you know, the ego shit jump into
I'm
play.
not
But
I'm not gonna expose too much, but I'm gonna say this. Uh
yeah,
Younger dealers have to be careful with who click and who team in that auction ring because sometime, let's say if me and you came together, but we're not standing together. You have a car
right,
that you selling. I'm gonna bid on that bitch to get you some more money because we partners. So we got another nigga standing over here bidding against whomever, but he don't even know that me and you partners and me and him fighting over this car. I have no intentions to buy this motherfucker. My only intention is to bid this hoe up so you can get more money. So anybody getting off into that game, man, please shake hands, make a friend,
Yeah.
and see who in each circle so you'll know what you're dealing with. Because I seen that shit happen so much, man, but I started to catch on. Because I would see these niggas at buffets and different places. I'm like, oh, these bitch ass niggas home. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
whole time. Yeah, they
Whole
bust
time.
it the whole time. Yeah.
Hey man, any shout outs or any promotions of new projects coming out you want to give out?
Yeah, for sure. So we got For Better or Worse. That's the album right now. You know what I'm saying? But of course, I got a lot of shit like in the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already years ahead, like with shit and projects, and you know, I'm gonna bring the Game Runners back. You know what I'm saying? That's the group, the super group. You know, that was Texas Tantrum and the D Black Iceberg Black Elect. I'm gonna bring it back. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna do that. Of course, my solo project, like I say, For Better or Worse. Then I got
Okay.
my other that's gonna come out called Respect It or Check It. That's the one I've been really promoting for shit forever.
Okay.
Uh, the documentary, the Acting Bad documentary. We're gonna title that "The World Greatest Hustlers." Uh, but that's gonna highlight everything we've been done, gonna do the whole nine. Then I got my content creating we doing. Got these episodes. We got one called "Oh No, My Dad a Rapper." That's highlighting rappers, what I'm saying, with their children, but shedding a positive light on the rappers, you know what I'm saying? Because right now it's a lot of negativity that's around the rap community. So I feel like, hey, you know what I'm saying, they need some positive light shed on it and show that we human, you know what I'm saying? We do this
Most
for
likely.
we got families, you know what I'm saying? We got children. And we're gonna have the camera doing that, and then we got
Most definitely, man.
yeah, we got the word on the street. That's more like a current event, keep you up to date on everything. And then we got the car show to go. That's another episode. Car show to go is bring you inside, what I'm saying, the daily dealing with these cars, where it's buying, selling, transporting them. We encompass everything when it comes to these cars. So yeah.
And what's your social sites?
Okay, so it's Peter Roll on just about all of them. So it's Peter, regular spelling, and then Roll, Role. So that's
Yeah,
Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and then of course, YouTube or Google, type in Peter Roll. And
already.
that's
And the music
getting it.
on all social sites under the same name, right?
Yeah, Peter Roll. Yeah, for
That's
sure, for
what it
sure.
is.
So it
Hey man, I
was
appreciate you coming through, man.
oh absolutely. It's been an honor, a pleasure. I appreciate you having me, man. Hey, this
Already,
is
brother.
yeah, I like this here, man. This is what's up, bro.
Keep on grinding, man.
All right, that's a bet. You be good, man.
You too, brother. I see you out there on the slab.
For sure.
All right, now. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man, coming through. Let me recognize some people in the chat that was going hammer. You know what I'm talking about? Man, that's the homie Peter Rowe. Y'all heard his story and y'all see this underground indie shit, man. It ain't no lightweight shit, man. This underground indie shit ain't no lightweight shit, man. Boys be on the motherfucking hell of a grind. Know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me give a shout out to Jesus Trevino coming through this thing. I'm talking about Scott Eric coming through this thing. You know what I'm talking about? Taylor Ray coming through this thing. Zay Sanchez, real from the trio. Know what I'm talking about? Who else was off in this thing? I'm talking about Loans, Texas was off in this thing. Yeah, yo. Then we got who else? Who else? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I'm looking for more names. I'm looking for new names. Oh, we got robots talking about hot girls waiting for sex. Come on, man. We got the bots up in this motherfucker, man. And we got soup coming from Taylor Ray and Scott Eric and Jesus Trevino. Then we got the homie Rail repping at Cleveland, Ohio, off in this thing. Then we got Jadon, Texas off in this thing, you know what I'm talking about? Then we got Positive Influence came through this thing, you know what I'm talking about? Who else was in this thing? My mama cooked some chicken last night. Now we got Woody House up in this thing, you know what I'm talking about? Boom, boom, boom. I had a young guy, baby, was smuggling me in some. Oh yeah, he's singing some raps in this thing. Yeah, man. So all the play. Oh, Fo Trey came through this thing, man. So everybody came through this thing. Say, man, we appreciate y'all. There was another great interview from an underground H-Town legend, man. Y'all stay up. We got interviews coming from the homie Comac, an artist out of, I believe, Memphis by way of California. And then we got the home girl Skylar Dawn from KPFT 90.1 radio, Damage Control. A lot of my guests in the chat might not be up on Damage Control, but let me tell y'all a little bit about Damage Control. Damage Control has been in Houston for years. And every major artist has went through there and did interviews and got airplay. And they also give every indie artist a chance to come through there and get their songs played and do interviews. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, shout out to DJ Chill, man. So Skylar Dawn, you know what I'm saying? She been playing that music and talking, being an online personality. And she have a huge fan base all over the Texas prison system. They love her dearly, and they never want her to stop. So shout out to her. We're gonna bring her on. She just played Shorty Wanna Ride for me and Cartel, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna bring her on to do an interview that's coming soon. And like always, you know, I'm gonna be trill casting and lasting, man. It is what it is, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and it's gonna do what it's gonna do, man. Know I'm talking about, yeah, yo, long live the pimp and Mama West, free young pimp. I'm out.